Willacy County Commissioners Court will hold a regular meeting at the County Judge's Office Commissioners Courtroom at 576 West Main Street in Renville, Texas, 78580 on Thursday, April 24th, 2025 at 10 a.m. for the purpose of discussing the following items. During the course of the meeting, where am I? In the agenda should be discussed in executive or closed session. During the meeting, the Willacy County Commissioners Court will convene in such executive or closed session in accordance with section 551.01 of the Texas Government Code. So any final action, final decision, final vote will be required in the opinion of the Willacy County Commissioners Court concerning any matter considered in such closed or executive meeting or session. Then the final decision, final vote should be either in the open meeting covered by the notice upon the reconvening of the public meeting or at a subsequent meeting of the Willacy County Commissioners Court upon notice thereof, and the county shall determine. So with that, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Madam Chief Deputy Clerk, could you establish a quorum, please?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Commissioner Precinct 2.
Present.
Commissioner Precinct 3.
Present.
Commissioner Precinct 4.
Present.
Humboldt County Judge.
Present.
We do have one.
Thank you. Please stand for the invocation, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Dear Lord, as we come together in this meeting, we seek your guidance and clarity. Grant us the wisdom to make decisions that will reflect in the best interest of our community. May our meeting be filled with respect and understanding, and may we work together to address the challenges before us. Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Line item number 4, public comments. If there not any, then we go to line item number 5, approval of claims.
So move, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner LaPaz, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line item number 6, presentation of victim assistance unit activities for the month of March, April, and May. Good morning.
Good morning. We hope all of you are doing well. As you know, my name is Willacy Cortez. I'm the Victim Assistance Coordinator for the Willacy County District Attorney's Victim Assistance Unit. And this is Letty Muniz and Zoe Rodriguez, who are very dedicated and hardworking victim advocates. So, first of all, thank you for allowing us this opportunity to present on the activities that the Victim Assistance Unit has participated during the months of March and April, and also to present what we have in store for the month of May.
And before we present the activities, we will provide a brief description of what the Victim Assistance Unit does. The Victim Assistance Unit provides advocacy, assistance with protective orders, information on crime victim restitution, accompanies victims to court, assists with court preparation, and provides referrals to community resources for counseling and other services. We work closely with victims, law enforcement, community partners, and the prosecution teams to assist the victims of crimes, including victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, stalking, and child abuse.
So during the month of March, the Victim Assistance Unit attended the Renville Chamber of Commerce Networking Breakfast, the Children's Advocacy Centers of Cameron and Willacy County's multiple disciplinary team meeting, the Willacy County Victim Advocates meeting, which we created, and the Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force meetings, the Willacy County Christian Alliance meeting, and the Willacy County Healthy People Coalition meeting. The Community Relations meeting at MTC Willacy State Jail, our Victim Assistance Coordinator presented to professionals and students on human trafficking awareness at the Behavioral Health Solutions Rural Border Intervention Conference. Victim Assistance Unit continued to provide assistance to victims in need for applying for protective orders, accompaniment to court, and other victim services previously mentioned.
So during the month of March, we also attended the TDM meeting that we had on March 31st, I believe, in order to gain knowledge of how we could assist any victims of the flood, so that they would be able to fill out the surveys online. So we attended that as well. So during the month of April, we attended again all the previous coalition meetings that Leslie previously mentioned, the multidisciplinary team meetings, and we also attended the Child Welfare Board Child Abuse Candlelight Vigil, which I know our Commissioner Henry De La Paz was there. I believe you did the invocation and the proclamation. Yes? Okay. And then we also attended the Candlelight Vigil in Cameron County as well. We do assistance. We collaborate a lot with the Children's Advocacy Center. We assisted them with the Candlelight Vigil in Cameron County as well. We did attend a sexual assault conference that was hosted by Family Crisis Center, because of course that's another partner that we work very closely with, because we do refer a lot of our victims to their agency, and as well they refer a lot of their victims to us. If they're in need of protective orders or anything of that nature, we assist them. They refer to victims to us. We also attended the Spill the Tea on Sexual Assault hosted by Family Crisis Center. Letty was actually able to attend that. That was held yesterday. And then Victim Assistance Unit wrote the Willacy Express, which that was a great experience. And we didn't do it just as a joyride, which it did turn into that, but we wrote it so that we're able to inform victims of what the process is. The bus driver was super friendly. He was very accommodating. He showed us every single step from getting the ticket to how the victims, will be purchasing the ticket. They even showed us if somebody is in a wheelchair, what happens with those seats, how they go up and all that. So that's why we went on that ride, and we did. Of course, our awesome district attorney rode with us as well, because that way we know what to tell the victims if we ever have to refer them for that service. We're able to tell them exactly where the bus leaves them. We're able to tell them the other buses that they can get from there, so that they're able to go, like if they have to go to the Children's Advocacy Center, if they're having to go to the hospital. We were able to bring back pamphlets for each of those buses also, so that we can provide that information to them. By the way, thank you for bringing that service to Willacy County. It's a great, great blessing, so thank you for that. The victim assistance continued and will continue to provide assistance to victims in need of applying for protective orders, accompaniment to court, and other victim services previously mentioned. So getting to the month of March. May. But before I do that, we also attended virtual trainings, because those help us to gain more knowledge on how to better serve our victims, so that we're able to serve them to the best of our ability. So we're continuously attending virtual trainings as well. Okay. So for the month of May, we will continue to attend the monthly coalition meetings that were previously mentioned. We will be doing mental health awareness presentations to students in school districts in Willacy County, and we actually already have some lined up. There is a meeting this afternoon. I believe it's from 4:15 to 5:15. So our awesome advocates will actually be doing a presentation on mental health awareness today to some of the students after school. And the Victim Assistance will be starting a community engagement series in which we will be going to the different communities within Willacy County in an effort to be more accessible to victims who may need our services but are unable to come to our office here in Raymondville. So here's the catch. As part of this series, we will be inviting each of the commissioners of their respective precincts to join us as we go into each of the communities. And we believe that this will help the community also to see how we really do partner up together. And we always thank you. I know when we come to present a proclamation, because y'all are always so supportive of all of that, of everything that we try to do for the victims, for the community. Y'all are always very supportive of that, so thank you as well. And then I will also be attending the Conference on Crimes Against Women this in May, which will be held in Dallas. So during the months of March and April, I did mention we attended virtual trainings. And then I know usually when we come to present proclamations, I know y'all want a ribbon, right, or something. So today's not a proclamation, but we still brought you something. Okay. So we're gonna be give her some so she can get it. So we are gonna be giving you a pen, because I know as commissioners, as a judge, y'all use a lot of ink for everything that y'all use. But we're also giving you a candle, okay? And the reason we're giving you a candle is so that you take that candle and you be the light to all of the Willacy County communities, okay? So you take that light and be that beacon for them in whatever assistance they may need. So thank you again for allowing us this opportunity to present on the activities that the Victim Assistance Unit has done in March and April and has planned for the month of May. Thank you for all you do and have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, we go to line item number 7, discussion action to reapprove the funding agreement between Willacy County and Texas Historical Commission for the administration of the grant of funds to Willacy County for the rehabilitation and restoration of the Willacy County Courthouse. Commissioners, what this is basically is we are reapproving, and that is because we signed this agreement, we sent it over, and then they came up with some changes that our county attorney has already reviewed, and this is just basically going through it again. Basically, nothing has changed that's significant, and so in the next line item as well. But I am going to take this opportunity to just briefly kind of update you on where this is overall, and that is that, as you know, we had the planning grant, which there's still some fundings left, and we are at about somewhere between 90 and 95% completed plans. We need to be at 100% in order for us to go out for bid. So that's the challenge right now. That's the effort that are taking place, is to be at 100%. Now, having said that, as you know, here in just recent history, the construction of cost has gone up considerably, and we have another line item pertaining to building a new structure that alludes to that as well. But needless to say, so because of that, I did reach out to our representatives, State Representative Janie Lopez and State Senator Adam Hinojosa, both. And in the effort to see if they could obtain more funding, because we're anticipating that the bids are going to come up high. In that effort, I want to publicly say and thank both of them, because Ms. Representative Lopez and Adam Hinojosa has managed to put between 1 and 2 million in the budget that's currently being looked at by both the House and the Senate to see, hopefully it won't be taken out and it would be approved. If that happens, and then that would bite into the amount that the county would have to come up with. I'm hoping I'm not saying this prematurely, but I am so glad and thankful that up to now they were able to do that for us. And whether or not it goes through, I think that they need to be recognized for that effort as well. And as you know, this has been in the making for a long time, and I just can't wait to see that the scaffolds come up and all of this. So anyway, having said that, I know I'm deviating from this, but so I'm asking that we approve or reapprove the funding agreement that we had already approved in the first place.
So move to approve, Judge? Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line item number 8, discussion action to reapprove the grant of easement for Willacy County Courthouse as required by the Texas Historical Commission Preservation Program grant action required. It's basically the same thing, Commissioners. Can I entertain a motion to approve?
So move to approve. So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Tijerina and second by Commissioner De La Paz. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line item number 9, discussion action to approve Willacy County accepting a monetary donation for Willacy County from Willacy County Local Government Corporation in the amount of $7,000 for community improvement projects to be placed in capital fund number 2, action required.
Judge, this is coming from the LGC. This will be a project that we're using to benefit the community. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Gonzalez to approve, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line number 10, discussion and approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement between the City of Round Hill concerning development of the municipal golf course for the benefit of the public to be paid from capital fund number 2, action required.
Judge, this also goes in hand with item number 9. We have to get an MOU with the City of Raymondville. Both the MOUs been reviewed by our district attorney, and I'm gonna make a motion to approve, please.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz, second by Commissioner Tijerina. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Line item number 11, discussion approval of ratification of the county judge's action to approve unforeseen travel for inmate transports for meals only for inmates and 2 deputies to be paid out of the jail administration inmate transport account line item 01461-135. Commissioners, as you know, this is a existing line item in the Sheriff's Office budget. However, the auditor had suggested that we bring it up to Commissioner's Court to be approved.
So move to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line number 12, discussion action regarding repairs to the shut-off electrical box at the Willacy County Jail and Huara County. It will be paid out of action required. And we have Mr. Cortez here. This has been, and I think Commissioner Tijerina is aware of this particular transfer box. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna give you a copy real quick. I only have one, but it's all the other side. We've had an issue with the generators, and we all don't know about how the generators work. And the Commissioner can correct me if I'm wrong on this. We have 2 generators. We have a Cummins generator, it's a small generator, and we have a Holt generator, which is a lot bigger generator. The Cummins what it does, it operates all the electrical stuff from the lights, some of the doors. It operates the computer inside the control picket, but not at full. It's still, for some reason, it works on both. The yellow Holt generator, what that does, it operates our 911 systems, all the 911 systems, the telephones, everything goes on, even for the jail. It operates the AC units, the heater units, all that kind of stuff. It's made for that. The problem is we already got the green generator working. The transfer box was fixed and the electrical was fixed on that. If you look at, I kind of put a letter on the top of the page. If you look at our letter number 8, number 1, there's on the box, it's there. Number 1, that is where the transfer box goes to the generator. That is burned out. We need a new one. It's not good. Now, on number 2, that's the main cutoff to the power that operates the jail and operates that transfer box. Mr. Villarreal last year checked it, and because we were having fuses that were being blown out, we actually had to raise the amperage on it. We had to move up from 150 to 200 amps on it. When he shut it off, he noticed that the wires were still welded shut, so the power never turns off. It's on. It's a live wire. I think it's what, Commissioner, 400 and something volts?
Yeah, it's a 3-phase system.
Yeah, it's very dangerous, it really needs to be repaired. Now, the problem is that if the yellow generator goes down, or the power goes down, that yellow generator will not kick in. It will not start. The only option is, first of all, is to fix that transfer box, the electrical box. I already contacted Excel. They're the ones that worked on the green generator. They did give me a price quote. A couple months ago it was at $8,000, but because of the tariffs and everything, it's gone up to about a little over $10,000. So it needs to be repaired. But again, if the power goes off, this is what has to be done. If right now, if the power were to go off, I would have to go manually stick my hand in in that box and turn it on. We're looking at all that voltage. And turning it on or transferring power is very easy because there's no power. But once that power turns on, there's no way I can put my hand in there because I will get electrocuted. I mean, it's very dangerous. Another thing is that our 911 system will go down. Our 911 system will go down, and we won't have any ways to communicate with anybody. Our phones, our computers, anything's gonna be down. I got a quote for that transfer box from WPI, which is the company that did the green generator, and we're looking at 39,000 and change. And the price is on that paperwork that I gave you. This is something that we've been trying to get fixed for a while. The problem is also June 1st is around the corner. And we have to get everything operational before June 1st for hurricane season. Because if not, if we get hit by a good hurricane and our power goes down, we won't know what to do. So we're going to be stuck.
So Cortez, you mentioned the 8,000 quote going up to around 10.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then you mentioned something about 30-something thousand?
Yes, just the electrical box, if you go to picture number 8,
Yeah.
that number 2, that box, all that has to be repaired.
Right,
That's what saves one.
So
That's
that's-
gonna be $10,950.
okay.
Okay, but that still has the problem where if we get that fixed, which we need to get fixed anyways, if the power to go off, I'd have to go manually, go outside, turn off the power, hopefully it stays off, stick my hand in,
Even if we do the 10,900?
yes. Yes, if you go to picture number C, right here where it says transfer switch, there's like a gold or brass switch in there. I would have to stick my hand in there, or one of us, and gradually turn it to lock it. Here's where it gets kind of dangerous. I know you guys know quite a bit about electricity. If someone were to stick their hand in there, even though we fix that box and turn it, you have the chances of a backflash of electricity if there's something wrong.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, what would it take to have it as per design? I'm assuming that it wasn't designed for somebody to stick their hand in there. Okay, so then what would it take to bring it up to what it was designed to do?
It would be number one is fixing that transfer box, the shut off power box. And number two is get with WPI so they can install the transfer box switch.
And that transfer box switch was never done in the past?
Well, yes, if you go to letter D, this is the one that's burnt.
Okay.
That's the one that gave out.
So that needs to be replaced.
That also needs to be replaced. All this is going to be, because this is like a computer system. And when the power gets turned off, power goes out. This sends a message to this, and this automatically transfers that electrical box to turn on that generator. When the generator when the power comes back on, it sends a message to this thing, and it turns off the generator, and we go back to normal power. The box automatically transfers itself.
Mr. Cortez, real quick, that exhibit you're holding at room 3, would that $10,000 cover that, to fix that?
This one?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
I'm getting them confused. It's super
Well, I
complex.
apologize, but this thing right here is a $39,000.
That's part of the Caterpillar, or the whole cat.
Yes, the whole cat.
Okay. So let me ask you this: the ONAN generator, the jail generator, is it up and running?
Yes, sir.
It's good.
Yes, sir. The green
So-
one. The green one is
all these repairs are for the cat, which runs the admin side of the house.
it runs the admin and it runs all the computer systems in both facilities, the jail and because for some reason whoever designed it, I thought the green generator was for the jail and the yellow generator was for the sheriff's office, but that wasn't the case. Whoever designed it made the yellow generator to operate all the computers and the 911 system and the AC units.
So the green generator, for lack of a better word, the ONAN that primarily operates the jail. I know that.
Right.
It's up and running good?
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes, sir.
good.
Yes, sir.
Because if not, we need to notify the jail center. So what we've got here is to fix what it was, they brought that Caterpillar in, that yellow one, after the fact. Because the green one wasn't enough to run the whole building. So it's my understanding.
Right.
So it's a total of two separate purchases, looks like about 49,000. So obviously, do not stick your hand in it. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm part of
Don't stick your hand in there, call an electrician, we'll get somebody out there. Okay.
Right.
Let's get this thing fixed.
Thank you.
And then the other thing I would suggest is not to get one to fix the box and the other to fix the transfer thing. Because otherwise, I can already hear them pointing fingers at each other. And I'm not talking about whomever, I haven't even looked at who it is, but that we get somebody that they'll be able to do the whole thing.
Well, WPI works with Excel, and what they did on the green generator is WPI submitted the quote including Excel, and we paid WPI and they paid Excel, and they both did the same. It was with the green generator. When they did the transfer on that one, we were down 20 to 30 minutes to turn off the power, switch the lines, and we're connected, but like bypass it. And then once they bypassed it, they worked everything on it, and it was ready. When they were ready to transfer, both guys were on each side, and they both really quick switched it over. We were down for like 20, 30 minutes again. So we had no power for about 45 to an hour. That's it, 30 and 30, and that was pretty quick.
Just whatever you do, make sure that we get with the auditor's office to make sure that we follow the procurement rules.
Mm-hmm.
If it breaches over 50,000, we're gonna have to get.
Yes, sir, I understand that.
We're gonna have to go out for bid, is that correct?
That's good.
And make sure we get our quotes, and then, get your requisition done first. And,
We still need
Yeah,
to know where it's gonna get funded from, so.
well, that's what we're fixing to do right now. Just wanna make sure we're getting that.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't want this to be a green light, go do it. We still gotta follow the process.
Right. And Commissioner Picarina saw how bad it was.
I think you don't have any money to repair and maintenance.
No, sir, we
fix
don't.
it.
Let's look at that. What I can do is what I'm saying is that maybe we can take bites out of the big elephant using different line items, because we have been spending quite a bit in different areas. To answer your question, I'll get with the sheriff on the line item on repair and maintenance. Maybe we can, even if it's 2,000 or 3,000, anything, right?
Yes.
And then we can use other means to be able to do it. The main thing is that, as Commissioner was saying, obviously we need to take care of it. So what you anticipate, just in ballpark figures, it's what, the 39 plus the
10. It looks like about 49,000, almost 50, but it's two different.
and what I'm aiming at, Becky, is that on the line item that we have pertaining to the capital murder pool, right? We had budgeted 36.4, and I want to say that where we're at, and as you know, that's calculated based on history, right? What we wound up paying was 8,006. Now, what goes through my mind is that I don't know if the 8,006 is for the full year or not, but if it is, and then that leaves us 27,008. Maybe we can tap into that, and then the rest get some from repair maintenance, and other from the what is it? Machinery equipment over 500. I think we'll be able to.
Don't we have to put the other generator on another agenda item, because this is just referencing one.
This is just for the shut-off electrical box.
Right,
That's the only
for
thing that's on
one
the agenda
generator.
for today.
All right, well, then we can certainly bring it back.
Because if you're gonna compound both of them, then it's gonna be more
We'll have to
money.
do two separate.
Yeah, two different.
Okay.
You're gonna need a budget amendment anyway, Judge, and you do budget amendments beginning of the month, so the first meeting in May, you can probably all get taken care of at the same time.
During that time, I'll get with WPI, so maybe they can put all in one quote,
Okay,
So we can just take care of everything in one shot.
all right.
I'm pretty sure, Judge, once we do that upgrade on that repair, that, I think it'll last many, many more years. It's about 20 years old, and, when I used to work next door, we had similar situations. It was just the age and stuff of the equipment. Hopefully this transfer switch, all that upgrade and all that, I think it'll last a long time.
Yes, I agree, the only downfall is that we have to work quickly on this, because June 1st is, things are going pretty quick, and again, they're WPI and from Excel, they're pre-warning me and saying, no, we're not trying to, we have to, you guys have to fix this, but prices are going up.
How long are you gonna honor those quotes for?
30 days.
And you got them in April, here recently, right?
I just, the WPI just got it this morning. And the Excel, I got it a couple days ago. So we're good with those. But again, we're out of time because of hurricane season. And
Well,
Which one are we looking at today? It says we're looking at one of them.
we're looking at the transfer box.
The shut-off.
Right.
so, but we can, I can get the quote on back and then bring it up on the next
The
meeting.
one you're looking at right now is the disconnect box.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
the
That's
one
the
that's got the
$10,000.
wires
That are welded.
that are welded together.
Yes, sir.
So if you try to disconnect it, you might turn the switch off, but you still have power.
Yeah, there's more.
Okay, that will, okay, so then I guess what we'll do is we'll take no action so that we can take action. What you can walk away with today without taking a vote is that looks like Commissioner's Court is more interested in fixing the whole thing.
No, that's great.
Which I think
That was
it's a good
part of
thing.
my primary intention to do. But I know the budget was pretty difficult with it, and but again, it was something that I was kind of losing sleep over because it's very important. And we got lucky on this last storm that the power didn't go off. It did go off one time when the power went out, and we were trying to figure out what we're going to do. And luckily, AP came in and fixed that power. We were down for maybe an hour. But we had protocols and we were able to take care of the jail, especially because when lights get turned off at night, that's when incidents start happening. So, but we were able to kind of nip it in the bud, and AP worked with us very, very quickly, got that power back on, and
Or you could just reapprove.
I think we should just go ahead and fix that disconnect.
Well, we can approve both because it's not on the line item, but we can approve what's on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Which one is it, this one? The 39,000 or the 10,000?
it's the 10,000.
Yeah. Before anything else, you have to fix the disconnect
Can I
first.
explain the motion?
Right.
And you can just say capital funds, right?
It's referred to as the shut off
Up to,
electric.
as opposed to
Right,
which line item, right?
Go ahead and make a motion to commit to do the repairs for the shut-off electrical box at the Willacy County Jail to be paid from the capital funds.
O2.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion.
Okay.
I have a motion by Commissioner Garcia to approve. Is it repaired or replaced?
Probably replace, repair and replace.
Repair and replace.
All right, repair and replace. I have a motion and a second by Commissioner Tejeda. More discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're gonna get that one done.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Line item number 13, discussion action to reapprove the lease agreement of the purchase of the emergency communication system includes dispatch radios and mobile radios with maintenance agreement from Motorola Solutions through HGAC for the Willacy County Sheriff's Office and Willacy County Law Enforcement to be paid from the capital fund. This is the company requesting that or what? What is it?
It says on the bottom, Judge, on the note of the agenda item, on your agenda, it says that apparently something wasn't turned in time to the county clerk's office.
Mhm.
So we need to do it again.
Okay. Yes.
So you remember, this is the one where there's a deadline in the county clerk's office to sign any agreements and MOUs contracts. This one didn't come in on time, so we have to reapprove it. So
Oh,
she should be
okay.
able to file it in the minutes.
Okay, and then the other, while we're at it, is that we need to as we get closer to the actual bringing in the radios, we need to come up with a way to include the auditor as to how we're gonna know what we have so that we can shut down the services of the radios that we are currently not utilizing. This is the perfect time to do it, right? And I know it's not all on the sheriff department or the sheriff's office. I know that it includes firefighters and so forth, but we need to do that because we already acknowledged.
A good inventory.
Yeah,
So
we need an inventory, so we need to work together on this as we get these new radios.
Agreed, yes, sir.
So move to approve this?
I have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz
Second.
and second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carried. Line item 14, discussion item to determine funding source for Willacy County Sheriff's Office Body Worn Camera Grant Program, fiscal year 2025, grant number 5053101 for $7,865.50.
Yes. Commissioners, this grant, we applied for, and thank you to all allowing us to, and we were awarded. So now the match would be the $7,865.50. I'm here just to have it in the minutes to where it's gonna come from. That way we can proceed with the purchase.
Oh, what you need or what did you say? You already have it in the minutes?
What's
else you said? I'm sorry.
No, I just need to have it in the minutes as to where the funds gonna come from.
I got you.
Where
All right.
it's gonna come out of. Then we can proceed with the purchase.
All right.
Do you know when you submitted your grant application where you said it was gonna come from? Because you have to put in there where the match is supposed to come from?
Yes, I know it was discussed, and I believe it was capital.
It was good. Until I haven't confirmed it was, but I venture to say that.
Or general fund, it's probably, usually we could say general fund, because, when we submit grants, we don't have access
Is that
to
where the
authorize
Mexican
it
fund is?
under capital fund.
Yeah, it comes from machinery and equipment. Yeah, it's from O2.
He did ask permission to apply for the grant, and he did notice that there was gonna be a match, but
Yes.
I don't think they mentioned where the match was gonna come from at
Okay.
the time of the application submission.
All right.
That's why we brought it up onto the.
It usually
agenda
says
this
general
time.
fund, that's I think
Yeah.
the standard language that they
So I
use,
say
right?
Chris,
General
it's
fund.
from Fund O2, and if they need more specific, it's 430-335. Yeah, that's what. I mean, I guess.
I'm sorry, on the requisition it says
But-
0246385.
385, right?
Oh, yeah, 460, not 430.
Oh, 460?
Did you see that?
Yeah, 460 is the sheriff's department, then 385 is anything over $500.
Number 5.
Yeah. I think, well, to begin with is 463.85 is zero budget. So I think it, and Becky, just so you know, when Carmen's here and we allude to any monies coming from the capital fund, she just recommends that we say in a motion from capital fund O2.
Okay.
That's what she recommends. Can I entertain a motion? So it looks like we're in it already.
Yes, move to approve the amount of $7,865 for the body worn camera program match, to come from Fund O2.
Capital fund.
It's a capital fund O2.
I have a motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by Commissioner Alanis Zamorano. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Line number 15, discussion action to approve non-commercial political license renewal for Lucius Parza Foreman, Precinct 2, to be paid out of account number 62-400-150, action required. Commissioner Tijerina is not in the room. However, as you know, we're very much aware as to what this is, right?
It's for the Vector?
Yes.
Vector Patrol license, yes, I had mine taken care of. I move to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Garcia to approve,
Second.
second by Commissioner Nissan Morano. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Line item number 16, discussion and possible action to approve payment for repairs and diagnostic fees for Constable Precinct 4's 2023 Ford F-150 truck due to flooding and rural response that occurred on March 27, 2025. Action required. Commissioner, Constable Garza did come see me yesterday, and he explained to me what he's requesting specifically. So he's requesting that if we would approve a lift for his truck, right? And that would raise it like 3 to 4 inches. Right? It's a typical lift. However, in doing that, then he's also suggesting to put bigger tires and then to include the labor. Now, as you know, this comes from the event that we just currently had. And the amount for that, including the tires, labor, and the lift, would be $3,459.72. Now, aside from that, there's also a light that went on in his vehicle, which is an active air dim system fault. And so basically what this is, commissioners, I looked into it. These new modern trucks have some sort of a vent or where once you reach a certain speed, then that particular vent or gate will open and it'll give you a better aerodynamic, which is supposed to be more fuel efficient. So I'm assuming that, and that's what they told him, is that he probably hit something when he was, in the water or whatever. And to fix that, it takes $2,273. So let me see if I'm getting this right. Yeah, because having to do that, then they'll have to do other things to it. But needless to say,
So that other
It's two different things.
$3,700, that's completely different.
it's two completely different things. On the aerodynamic thing, the other thing that could have happened, and here again I'm just assuming, right, that maybe they have some kind of a electrical device that opens it and closes it, and it probably was underwater. I'm just assuming here, but nonetheless, that's not preventing him from using the vehicle. I'm just bringing it, but that's how much it would cost to repair it at the dealership.
Because I see two different quotes, one from,
What's the mileage on it?
The mileage is 20,500.
Well, why isn't, it's not covered with warranty?
That I don't know. We didn't have a discussion. I noticed the mileage after he left.
looking at that, I mean, I would recommend getting what, I don't know that an actual lift would work on an emergency vehicle. I don't know what kind of liability you're opening up to that. But what Commissioner Tijerina and I did with our likewise same truck, we just put what they call a leveling kit. And that's really all you need. It's a lot less.
Okay.
Yeah, and the tires, well, it's same size Commissioner Tijerina put on it. I don't know what the price was, but
I actually did on my 2 trucks, and we had no issues during the flood.
all that 4-inch or whatever it is lift is going to do is make it unstable. In my opinion, I'm surprised that Ford dealer is looking at doing it, because in my opinion, that's
Well, I don't know who you haven't seen. Oh, yeah.
it's from one Ford dealer and the other one wants to fix it out.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, the difference between the two from Boswell is the tires. On one of them is, what is it, Toyo or Toyo, and the other one is, VF Goodrich. That's the difference in the amount of, it's what, about $300 difference, depending on the tire. The other two, which is the lift and the labor, are the same.
These aren't designed to be, high profile rescue vehicles.
Right.
We have
That's correct.
vehicles for that, and, we need
Now-
to be
now the-
cautious when we're doing
The other thing that I'm thinking, we just heard, or I did, I'm sorry, hear, Frank just whispered in my ear about, his ambulance, right, got towed, right? It just dawned on me that this can be, especially that light that came on, maybe, it was damaged during the flood. Maybe it can be reversed.
I feel like that light repair needs to be done, and obviously it was already stated that it happened during a flood event, so it was operated that caused it. It wasn't failure. We're gonna have to fix that, whether it may go on to warranty. I don't know, so we need to fix that. As far as the rest of it, I think that we need to look at getting not a lift, but a leveling kit. And Commissioner King and I both had those in. I had no issues. You just gotta know where to maybe not go. It's too high.
All right.
So, I don't know if we can approve a partial on that one, but
Ask them to go back and get another quote for a level kit.
yeah, I think we need to go back and get another quote for leveling kit, but it looks like there's a quote here from Bert Ogden to fix the, if I'm looking at it correct, to actually fix the electrical that was damaged or broken during the flood response for $2273.18.
Yes.
I'm moving to approve to pay for that. The only thing is where from, it has to come from the capital fund, don't you? Unless he's got money in his budget.
No,
doesn't
Becky, he does it. Becky, do you agree with me?
I don't know
Without
how
having
much
it
he has
in front
budgeted in his general fund, but yeah, if he doesn't have it, then it would have to be capital fund.
I would say that whatever's in there, go ahead and sweep it and we'll pay the difference. And we'll go re-quote it, I would say, for something different
Yes, sir. All right.
than a lift.
So partial, general fund and capital? See,
Well, partial, whatever the constable has in his budget,
okay.
and then from capital. That makes sense. For the repair of the
Electric.
electric.
Can I motion? Is that a motion?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But you're asking for a second.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Garcia, can I just have a second? Second by Commissioner Ahmad. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item number 17, discussion action to reclass 800 from Fund 17 Veterans Rent / Mortgage Assistance to Fund 135 Veterans Rent / Mortgage Payment Expense in 12/27/2024 and was disallowed from Grant Fund 17, action required. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I just wanted to start off introducing our new grant outreach specialist, Danny Spice.
All right, Mr. Danny. All right, Mr. Danny.
Great
Welcome.
person.
The reason for this reclassification, because at one point it was approved through the grant officer. Then later on, he decided that it was not approved because it was a verification of mortgage and not a statement. So that documentation was not allowed. So it was already paid. So now we gotta pay that money back. So at one point, it was approved through him, but we don't have the emails confirming that because those emails were, how do you call it?
Well, not deleted. In other words, it was ex-employees' emails that were, in other words, we can't get access to it anymore to have the proof of it that he did at one point approve it. So now we gotta pay that
So-
back.
Did you get with the IT department?
But I reached out to him again to verify if he did approve it or not, and he hasn't responded. So now it's saying that it was not. So we have to pay it. We do have funds for it.
So you get, I guess, you get it from your own budget?
No, we're getting it from donations
Oh.
for veterans.
I
It's
see.
going back to the veteran. We're still gonna
Yeah.
pay that for the veteran.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it's just reclassing that $800.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand if it's coming, because you said, you asked about if it's coming from your budget, you said no, from donations, but I think the question is like, is it coming, you're asking general, the admin to
No.
pay that 800 or out of the
The-
budget you
the-
I think it's that they receive contributions or donations, I don't know how
Yes.
you refer to them. But I think we had agreed that whenever you're gonna utilize those monies, you need to come to Commissioner's Court, right? I think that came from the auditor.
It's not specifically every little thing, because we still do requisitions and all that. We still keep track of what is being used, and it's still going back to veterans. We don't use it other than going back to veterans.
Going back to theirs. And so what you are asking commissioners to do is to allow you to, instead of being able to do this through a grant, which was approved and then disapproved or whatever,
Correct,
to be able to tap into that fund, which you have enough to cover it,
yes,
to satisfy what you've already done anyway, right?
yes.
Which is to benefit the veterans.
Yes.
Judge, Maria wanted me to mention that we needed to set up like a criteria on what is allowed and what isn't disallowed with that fund. Because, I mean, it's money that people are donating to the veterans account.
Yes,
And we don't want to just, do random ones, and then if somebody else comes in and has the same problems, that we don't allow them to fund that expense from
We do
that
have a printout.
donation line.
We do have a printout of that, of what is allowed or what's not allowed. So I can get you a copy of that.
okay. So this, what is it, 800?
Yes.
Was used for payments of utilities and or mortgage?
No, it was for his mortgage payment.
For mortgage payments. All right, and is that in that list or that you're referring to?
Yes.
Is that included as
Yes.
can be used for?
Yes, yes.
So that satisfies them.
At the end of the day, it's still going back to the
To the
veteran.
veterans, yeah.
That's what this all donation is about.
And it's already been done.
Yes, so we gotta pay that back.
So moved to approve, Judge?
I have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? And it's self-explanatory as far as where it's coming from. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Line number 18, thank you. Thank you. Consideration and action to appoint a voting member and alternate to represent Willacy County on the Colonial Residents Advisory Committee pursuant to the Cameron and Willacy County's Colonial Self-Help Center. CSHC 23 is -0519. Staff recommends Rosemary Capur Rivera and Celestino Montalvo, residents of Sebastian, Texas. Action required. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Alvaro Willacy with the Community Service Department in Cameron County, the director. A little bit background of Colonial Self-Help Center. It was created a long time ago, like in 1992. I'll keep it short. Our better purpose is to introduce this to individuals.
Yes, sir.
Through Senator Lucio and Severino introduced the bill in the state legislature, and it passed back in '82. And 2% of the CDBG monies that come to the state were earmarked for colonial self-help centers. And we have several colonials in the border areas from El Paso to Brownsville, and the health centers in this location. Both Willacy and Cameron County were attached together for some reason, and through interlocal agreement, I was before the Commissioner's Court to request a approval of a interlocal agreement for Cameron County to be the administrative entity. So we're the administrative entity, and the purpose of CIRAC, it was also CIRAC members, the appointments that you made, is written into the state statute. It's a requirement. So they meet regularly, and this individual might have more knowledge. They will present themselves. They meet every time there becomes funding allocation, and they're required to drive to the meeting, and the administrative costs that we got from the grant will pay for that expense. Recently, the Commissioner's Court approved Equity CDC to operate the program. That's the Rob Stevenson, he's to introduce him. And recently, we appointed the Community Service Department hired Cynthia.
Okay.
And she has frequently been in your office, working with Jessica. And that's why this agenda is here. In this moment, I want to introduce Rob Stevenson. He is a friend of Cameron County, Willacy County, prior to creating this nonprofit, which is a nonprofit that has to be to administer this program, also related to the law. He worked with Texas Department of Agriculture, went back to Orca, and that's when I met him several years back.
Okay.
And he started the organization Equity, and now he has current contracts in Valverde and Barrett County. So he brings a lot of knowledge working for Orca as a grant supervisor, and now runs the Equity.
Okay.
Cynthia, because you already met,
Yes.
but she will probably say some words.
Okay, sure. Absolutely.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you for having me this morning. Again, my name is Rob Stevenson, and I represent a nonprofit organization, a 501c3 called Equity Community Development Corporation. And as Raul mentioned, I was hired by Cameron County to run the Suffolk Center that also serves one colonia in Willacy County, which is Sebastian. And looking forward to getting going. As Raul mentioned, I have 10 years experience with the state. First, I did infrastructure projects, mostly in Cameron. Throughout the border area, but mostly in the lower valley in Cameron. And then I worked for the Department of Housing and administered several housing programs. And really excited about the Suffolk Center program. It mostly focuses on housing. We do housing rehabilitation. We can do anything from leveling houses to replacing roofs. We can also replace septic systems. We can connect a home to a main water line if it's in the street. We can do yard lines. Anything on private property we can fix if it's broken. We also operate a tool lending library where people that live in the colonies can come and rent tools. They're all free, essentially borrow them, and go back and work on their homes themselves. We'll also have a computer lab, and this will be located in San Sebastian. I'm sorry, not San Sebastian, it'll be in Santa Rosa, not too far away, in Cameron County, where residents can come and use the computers and the internet. I hope to possibly establish a substation of tools in Sebastian, where it might be a little bit more convenient for folks that live there to be able to borrow tools and go back and work on their homes. Something I'd like to come back and talk to y'all about in the future.
Okay. Sure.
Cynthia, do you want to say something?
Sure. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Cynthia Puente, and I work with Cameron County Community Affairs, Community Services. Currently, I do operate the Colonia Self-Help Program that Raul talked about. I'm proud to say that in Commissioner Garcia's precinct, we did just give the keys to a homeowner for her new home a few weeks ago. So we're proud about that to help service the community of Willacy County and Sebastian. We're asking for your consideration today to please approve the CRAC members. They're Community Resident Action Committee members, and there are two for Willacy County. One would be a main, and the other one would be an alternate. And what their duties are to attend meetings with Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, with the counties, with stakeholders and leadership. Also to get out there in the community and recommend, be our eyes and ears, and from the ground up recommend who would need a home, who do they know is in need of repair or reconstruction. So that's why we're asking for your consideration today. Thank you.
And before that, we have another round of monies. Those are earmarked for the program that he's gonna run. We got $1 million. Those $1 million will possibly create 2 more homes in Willacy County, in Sebastian. And we're gonna start that program with this appointments of district member, him coming on board. So, with the colonia that the house that was constructed was for the 700,000 contract with TDCA. We're closing that contract, and we'll be getting a new contract with this equity.
Okay. Let me ask you, and I'm just basing this off of memory. There was only 2 colonias that qualified in Willacy, the other one being La Sara. Is this that program? And what we used to do, we used to one time service Sebastian, and then when the other round would come, we would service La Sara. Is this the same one?
That's your prerogative. You can still do that. For example, in Cameron County, which is a larger county, each of the 4 commissioners, they designate their colonia.
Right, and I think you all have 5 or 6.
No,
we only do 1 or something like that.
No,
right?
we have the state statute requires that 5 designated colonias
Right.
for contract. And since you're attached to us, Willacy County has the option to choose a colonia. And Sebastian was chosen to continue.
Yeah, because they're up.
And there was a prior decision to serve another colonia in Willacy County, prior years, but they had issues that they had so many property owners in the one colonia, it didn't meet the subdivision rules, the colonia subdivision rules. I don't
I
recall.
can say more about that. I believe with La Sara, the issue there was property owners had large pieces of land or large amounts of land. And so for the colonia program, we're looking more for like the city lot size to replace because they're considered low income. So we look at assets and property land as part of their income.
And the primary rule behind that is it has to be, in order to receive services through the Colonia Self-Club, there have to be one owner. It's a homeowner occupied. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with the model subdivision rules of the colonia. Any colonia within 150 miles of the border, the rules would apply to.
Yes.
Some pretty stringent development rules. I mean, stuff that doesn't even apply in Austin or Dallas or wherever. It's got some good, it's got some bad. But one of the rules that the Center program is really trying to enforce is no more than 1 dwelling per lot. And so I think if you have the bigger lots, you tend to have more buildings and outdwellings and casitas and things on top of that. A lot of families tend to subdivide within families too if they get on larger plots, and then all of a sudden you have multiple residences, maybe only on 1 meter. It creates a problem for the state and it violates the model subdivision rules. So it seems like Sebastian might be a little bit better fit, a little bit smaller city size lots as Cynthia was mentioning. But we're certainly willing to look at La Sara and see if there's anything we can do for that in the future with the next grant.
Okay.
But that would require Mr. X.
Yes, with the next grant.
Yeah, I mean, just knowing what I know is that I know that the lots are comparable in both areas, and I'm curious to know how La Sara differentiates from Sebastian. I just don't see it. But needless to say, I'm not in any way saying not to approve this, by the way. I'm just saying, is this the same program that we used to do? And I want to say, getting back to the colonias, is that if it's 5, I think we had agreed way back that 4 would be in Cameron and 1 in Sebastian. And we had, like I say, in every round or however the funding comes, we would take turns right? I mean, that's how it used to be, and if indeed La Sala doesn't qualify, then so be it. But I would like to see how La Sala doesn't qualify. And I'm basing it on the fact that Sebastian qualifies.
Well, this program was prior to when I started, but
Okay.
that agreement probably was true that you were right, agreed to alternate.
Right. Okay.
When was the last time that it was assessed that La Sala didn't qualify?
No, well, it does qualify, but you choose.
Yeah. No,
You
yeah,
chose
and that's
the
what I'm
option.
saying is that it's
But
Sebastian is up. We're good with that. I just want to continue. I think it made sense what we had agreed to back then to take turns, right?
but that's your prerogative, the
All right.
commission.
All right.
This, just a little history, the little bit I know about it, it was, Mr. Garcia, and Ms. Mata came to me, I had a meeting several months back, and, they were in town trying to, they received some applications, for the new home, the remodel, whatever it may be. This was months back. And at the time, Sebastian had already been approved by the past commissioners court. I really didn't know a whole lot about it. So in different networking that we did, I ran into them at different events. And it was brought to my attention that some of the current board members, or a current board member that was on the committee, what's it called? CRAC? Committee. They were not going to continue anymore, right? So they asked me to go ahead and find a couple of people to replace, a primary
Yes.
and a secondary backup. So that's what we did, and we looked at it through a lot of consideration, and I selected these two individuals,
Yes.
and they want to serve on it. So as far as expanding, I guess that can be done at another time. But that's the way I understood it, to be. That's how I was made aware of it, so to speak. I do know that in South Carolina, some of the lots are 25 feet wide.
Yeah.
A lot of them, and I think that kind of limits it to, it's a small dwelling, so to speak.
Right.
But anyway, that going forward, are you ready for
Sure.
motions?
Yes.
Based on what I found, and the cooperation from some citizens in South Carolina, wanted to recommend Celestino Montalvo, who's a lifelong resident of South Carolina, and Rosemary Cantu Rivera, also a lifelong resident of South Carolina, they're involved in the community, to serve on the CRAC, committee. The primary being Mr. Montalvo.
Correct. Yes.
And then Ms. Cantu will agree to fill in when he can.
Correct.
All right. I have that's in form of a motion.
Yes, sir.
I have a motion by Commissioner Garcia. Can I entertain a second?
A second?
Second by Commissioner De La Paz. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for
Thank you,
doing.
sir.
I know that
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
the lady that received the home was a really nice place. I was there when you all presented it to her, and it's really nice. It really makes it great for the community.
It's a great program.
So
Look
he's
forward
gonna, he's gonna be around. You can contact him to make periodic meetings or presentations or give you updates. So
I would be happy to, love to come quarterly, however frequently we need to. I'd love to promote the program in Sebastian, and definitely want to take a look at La Sala for the future.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
thank you.
Line item number 9, discussion action to purchase website domain to be used for e-court for district clerk and district court offices.
Thank you, Commissioners, for giving us the opportunity to present today regarding the website domain for eCourt. Veronica is here representing the district court's office, and Marisol is representing the district clerk's office. And just a little bit of background on eCourt before we hand it over to them. What do y'all want to?
Yes, my name is Veronica Caballero, as y'all may be aware. So we're trying to get the e-courts going with LGS. Unfortunately, we still haven't been integrated with them, but Sandy from LGS is trying to get us going. So we do need Jesus to get this approved for the domain. That way, when we do integrate, it's entered into our system that we currently have with Willacy County. Jesus was telling me yesterday that he needs to purchase some program that's costing about $150 for every 3 years. And so unfortunately, I did follow up with Rob, which is in charge of the e-courts. He said unfortunately that has to be approved and paid for by the county. That is not covered through the grant that the OCA approved us for.
So what we're purchasing is a domain, and the domain is not going to be someone just to go to a website. It's going to host the databases that they're going to use for eCourt. It's a one-time fee of 3 years, and then it's extended every 3 years should eCourt or the website needs to be kept alive.
And it's 150?
I believe it was a little bit short of shy of 150 on the amount for the domain and the processing of.
It's 145.15. The only thing is that Jesus wouldn't be able to purchase it. It needs to be purchased by the county. So I don't know which fund would pay for it. So typically Ruben submits those. So I don't know if he has a fund that he does like all of the emails, and we pay for the website or for the service from TAC to use their emails. It's a little bit different because this is an actual website domain that we're purchasing. So,
and it is going to be used for district, county, jury selection, and pretrial e-courts. So it's a lot of offices that are going to be using this program.
What's LGS stand for?
That's the program that we use for our case management. The district clerks use it and county clerks use it.
It's local government solutions.
Yes, local government solutions.
Oh, well, that's when we have the technology maintenance.
Right.
Correct.
So,
This is going to be like
you know that we're kind of following district court, right, and county court. So would it be that county court's also gonna need that at some point?
Yes.
At some point, yes, sir, it is going to be integrated and it's going to be the same site.
Judge, and if you recall the meeting we had with Judge Cordova, you were present, Judge Susan, District
Yes.
County Clerk, and then I think Marisol, were you?
Yes.
You were there
Yes.
as well? I'm trying to remember, everybody was there. I know I was there. And then pretrial services, the e-court is what will send out notifications and be able to let defendants know when the upcoming court settings are for all courts, for
Right.
district
And
and county.
that's what I'm saying. So this will take care of the district side, but not the county
No,
side.
it will
No,
do
Oh, it will.
It
both.
will
Oh,
take care of
okay.
all of it.
All right, good, good. All right.
It comes out to $43.99 a year, Judge.
Per year, right? So.
$43.99 per year, and then the total for the 3 years is $145
Okay.
and 15 cents.
The judge don't have any in his budget?
Not that I'm aware of, but I know Judge Cordova did advise me if there was no money in the commissioner's budget, we will try to locate the funds, but he was gonna leave it at y'all's discretion.
And am I hearing correct, 100 and something?
148, I believe.
145,
45.
145 and 15 cents.
We can get it. Well, if you can't get it from the district judge's budget, we'll get it out of the county, what is it? What is it? Like, it's a technology, it's not a county court budget.
I mean,
So we'll take it out.
I mean, I don't know who's, you're gonna have the majority of it, the district court, or?
Well, it's for both counties, for both offices.
Yeah, so it
Both
could
courts
probably
are gonna
get
be
right.
split.
The amount.
Yeah. But
Whatever
it's
y'all
gonna be
decide.
like a yearly, I mean, this one's
Every
for
3
3
years.
years, so yeah.
Every 3 years it would come up.
I'm pretty sure you have, I mean, we could move some money in there to cover
Make it
the
work.
expense.
So I can get with Miss Becky afterwards and we can see where the money can be allocated from.
Well, I mean, if it's gonna be every 3 years, I mean, but later it's gonna be every year maybe, right?
It just depends on what they offer as a
The
company, right?
So it could be technology, maintenance, we could put it in there and just move monies or do budget amendment if there's not enough money in
So Judge, the only thing I would add is if you're entertaining a motion, it would be for Willacy County to purchase a website domain to be used for e-court, for district clerk and district court offices. And then that way it would leave it up to what budget it would come up.
Did you include county as well? District
Oh,
and
district,
county.
oh, sorry, I meant to say that. District clerk, county clerk, and district court
Yes.
offices.
Okay, so I make a motion to purchase for Willacy County to purchase a website domain to be used for e-court, for district clerk, county clerk's office, and court and district court offices.
I second.
I have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz, second by Commissioner Alanisa Morano. Any more discussion? All in
To
favor,
be
signify.
paid from the district.
Well, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna
You could just say
get
to be paid from available funds.
to be paid from available funds.
There you go. That's the motion.
Second.
Second. You got that, Lizzie?
Yes, sir.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners and
Thank
Judge.
you.
Thank you.
Item number 20, discussion action to add number 5 and number 6 on the list of duties to the PC Tech Youth 4U contract action required. Jesus.
So line items number 5 and 6 that are to be added to the modification to the current contract are for me to be designated as a co-admin on the county website and posting to it as delegated by you or your staff, sir. And number 6 is to allow me to serve as co-admin on the Office 365 network, or more commonly known as our email system.
And the only change to that is that my understanding was it wasn't co-admin, it was alternate admin. That Ruben is still gonna be the primary, and that in the event that he's not available, then Jesus would be. So not both of them doing it, but that it would be like a tiered.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the way I wrote up the modification, is that would be the alternate website administrator or alternate email administrator.
Very good. All right. And then the same remains as far as you going over 70 hours.
Right, correct. So right now I'm allotted 70 hours as per contract, and then anything above that is, accepted by your office.
It's in the contract already, Judge. Any overages, I believe, is at $50 per hour. And so the only thing is that adding these duties to be able to be allowed under that contract.
All right. Can I entertain a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve, Judge.
Okay. I have a motion by Commissioner Tijerina,
Second.
second by Commissioner Anissa Morano. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Thank you.
Line item number 21, discussion act to approve McAllen Trade Zone number 12 to submit a minor boundary modification application to Washington DC to expand the service to area in Willacy County, action required. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Yesterday, we have Mr. Mark Garcia from the Trade Zone number 12 that's going to be presenting. And he has a brief presentation that our IT is putting up for y'all.
All right.
And at this time, I approach the bench.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Garcia, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Judge, Commissioners. My name is Mark Garcia. I'm the President and CEO of the McAllen Foreign Trade Zone, legally the name, but we like to call it Foreign Trade Zone number 12. FTZ 12 was established back over 50 years ago in 1968, opened our doors in 1970. We are a nonprofit organization, 501c6. And we've been doing this, like I said, for almost 55 years now, come October of this year. And we've over the years we've had the opportunity to work. We've also did the economic development for the city of McAllen for 36 years. So we were the managing company for the economic development arm of the city of McAllen up until January of this year. So we are a nonprofit, and we have been operating as a foreign trade zone as well for those years. And back in 2014, the Foreign Trade Zone Board in Washington allowed us, before foreign trade zones were kind of confined and we couldn't really go beyond our existing boundaries that are approved by Washington, D.C. and the Department of Commerce. So back in 2014, they changed those regulations and those policies, allowing us now to take in a larger service area. And so when that opportunity arose, we expanded our boundaries to include all of Hidalgo County. That was back in 2016. So we've been operating like that since 2016, working with companies all throughout Hidalgo County and the maquiladora industry, which we have right on the border of Reynosa. The foreign trade zone owns close to 1 million square feet, over 700 acres, both on the south side of McAllen and the north side of McAllen that we own and operate ourselves. And of course, the city continues to expand with us along those lines. But what we wanted to present today was, and we've met with Judge Guerra and Jessica, and our pitch was that we would like to expand our service area into Willacy County and offer the Foreign Trade Zone program in Willacy County as well. We see it as an offering, an economic development tool. We've also met with Mr. Mills down at the port, and he's very interested and excited to see us come in and expand our boundaries into Willacy. Again, it's a long play. We don't know when the services for the program might be needed. There's no cost to the county. There's no management requirements by the county. As the entitlement grantee for Port 2305 and in Hidalgo County, we would be dealing with the companies directly. So the county doesn't have to get involved with anything. All we're asking is that you accept our get your support to apply to Washington to expand that service area into Willacy County. As you see things happening throughout the region, more and more regional efforts are being made as far as economic development is concerned. You have the RGD partnership, you have COSTEP, you have Rioplex, and so what we're looking at is, well, we don't just leave that to those entities. We want to be part of that regional growth too, which is why we have Willacy County on our radar. Of course, Cameron has their own foreign trade zone program. Starr County, Los Benavides, has their own foreign trade zone. Although Starr right now isn't as active as we are or some of the other FTZs are, but we're hoping to change that. But we want to add this as another arrow in your quiver for economic development. So as these companies come in, to Willacy County or Raymondville, you have that as an offering for these companies. Again, it's a great economic development tool. And just to give you a quick background on the program, and I have a short video. It's only about 2 minutes long, but it comes from the board in Washington, and it kind of, in a nutshell, summarizes what the program is about. But the advantage is that it allows companies that want to manufacture or distribute foreign goods, and I'll use the port as an example because we discussed this with Mr. Mills, is that with their idea of maybe operating a warehouse there and bringing cargo in from Mexico, you can bring that cargo in, not pay duties on it, no tariffs, especially in this current environment where tariffs is a big deal, right? Every day that's changing. But we've been inundated with requests to use the program more and more. In fact, Sandy fields a lot of those calls. Sandra Barbosa is right behind me. She's our vice president of the Foreign Trade Zone as well. That's an opportunity for these companies to bring in, operate, manufacture, and do many other things under the program without paying duties and then re-export or bring it into the commerce of the U.S. So it gives them flexibility, especially with the way the tariffs are going now. So in this application, of course, it's we ask that, well, the board in Washington also wants us to work with these communities and these counties and get letters of support just to show that, hey, they're inviting us in to their areas. So that's what we're asking for today. And if you all indulge me, I have just a quick 2-minute video. Sure. I don't want to take too much of your time, but it'll kind of summarize what the program is about.
Could your company benefit from delayed or reduced duty payments? Could streamlined customs procedures help your bottom line? Have you heard of the Foreign Trade Zones program? No? Then keep watching. Foreign Trade Zones, or FTZs, are special areas in the United States that allow companies to reduce import duties and other costs. While most FTZs are located near ports of entry, you don't have to relocate your facility to a special location to use the FTZ program. With FTZs located in all 50 states and Puerto Rico, we can bring FTZs to you. But what exactly can you do in an FTZ? FTZ approval can allow for a range of activities involving imported goods, such as warehousing, manufacturing, and more. What are the benefits of conducting your business in an FTZ? There are plenty of benefits. First, when you bring components into your FTZ, you don't have to pay U.S. customs duties on imported goods that are later exported. FTZ approval can also allow streamlined customs procedures. With FTZ approval, the goods that you sell in the U.S. may also benefit from deferred duty payments, and for goods manufactured in an FTZ, possibly lower duties rates. What else do I need to know to decide if the FTZ program is right for me? You will work with the closest FTZ sponsoring grantee organization to apply for FTZ approval at your company's warehouse or manufacturing facility. Once approved, your facility will need authorization by CBP before you can begin receiving merchandise. FTZ benefits and costs will vary by company. You can talk to your local FTZ sponsoring grantee about how to estimate the costs of being designated an FTZ. FTZs encourage domestic manufacturing by helping companies in the U.S. compete more effectively in the global marketplace. Not only do they save you money, but they also help to create and maintain local employment. By keeping your business and investment in the United States, you are helping to promote U.S. economic growth. If you have any questions or would like more information, please contact your closest FTZ sponsoring grantee or the U.S. Department of Commerce's Foreign Trade Zones office at 202-482-2862 or at ftz@trade.gov.
One of the key comments made in that video I just wanted to reiterate was that, and I kind of mentioned that at the beginning, was in the past we had to require the company to come to us and locate within our approved boundary in our park. It could be whatever size it may be. Here now, like it said in the video, we can actually take the program to the company and activate them wherever they are within the county. We don't have to ask them to locate if they want to take advantage of the program within our industrial park. So that's a key takeaway.
So how far is your current boundary right now?
Right now, we cover all of Hidalgo County.
Oh, just all of Hidalgo County?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we brush up to Hidalgo County in a certain section, right? Mm-hmm. So then Hidalgo County would kind of be part of Willacy under your McAllen Trade Zone.
Willacy County, when we go in and we request a boundary modification to our grant, we would now add Willacy County altogether as our new service area. So it would be Willacy County and Hidalgo County. It's kind of like I don't like to call it a franchise because that doesn't preclude any other grantee within another county to come in and say, well, I can't go into that county because they're already there. No, we can still work together with other grantees.
So then in Hidalgo County, I see the name, right? Obviously it says McAllen Trade Zone, but it's not just a McAllen Trade Zone.
Right.
It's a Hidalgo.
Yes, and that's a good point. We are. I like to call it the Foreign Trade Zone in McAllen, Foreign Trade Zone number 12, because we aren't part of the city. We are a separate private nonprofit corporation. Although we did oversee and we were the management company for the EDC side for McAllen, but we get no funding. We're self-sufficient from the city of McAllen, although we just have that name within the.
So how does your advertisement work? Are you out there looking for industrial job or factories to come in and so forth?
Yeah.
And have you had companies that have said, hey, you know what, I can't go in there because I need access to the expressway.
Yeah.
You know, or access to a port.
And that's why it was so critical that we reorganized under what we call the alternative site framework. Before it was called the traditional site framework, where we had to we were confined to our boundaries. And it would take a year and a half just to do a boundary modification to include a company that was outside our fences, just to get a modification to include them as a subzone to operate within the program. Now, under the ASF program, we can actually, if a company comes and says, hey, I'm ready to lease this building in your county, I need to get up and going, we can actually activate them within 30 to 45 days, get them designation and then activation. And we have a great relationship with CDP. We already told them what our plans are. They said they can service this area without a problem. So it's just, a matter of, and the application process does take a little while. It's not, this won't happen overnight. To do a modification, a boundary modification, it's gonna take the grantee close to a year to get to go through the whole process.
I may have missed it, but who do you apply to for this modification?
Department of Commerce. Yeah. The FTZ board, which is under the Department of Commerce in Washington. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So what we wanted to do was have, if we could, the commission approve Judge Guerra signing a letter of support that we could include in the application to Washington, and of course answer any other questions y'all had today concerning. It can be a complex program. It's a niche program, but it's something that most manufacturers and their compliance and logistics departments are very well aware of as a benefit. And it's not a fit for every company, but it is a good economic development tool.
Now, I know that right now you're just looking for supporting.
A letter of support, yes, sir.
Letter of support. I know that, Judge, we've discussed it, and we think that this is a good opportunity for Willacy County. Have you partnered up with anybody else outside, because you said Cameron has one, Star has one,
mm-hmm.
Willacy doesn't have one.
Right.
But I guess you have not partnered with anybody else, so this would be a first time partnering with a different county?
Of course, we have Hidalgo County already, and we've had them for some time when we expanded. And then we felt that there's a lot of opportunity in Willacy, and they didn't have a program in place or a grantee sponsoring the county. So that's why we decided to go and approach Judge Guerra and say, hey, are you all willing to take part in this program and allow us to expand our service area to include Willacy? But we've got, and we call operators. So when a company comes to the county or the city, Raymondville, wherever that may be, Lyford says, you know what, I'll use Saluna as an example, right? I mean, if the program was a benefit to them and they were importing all these goods and they came to me and said, you know what, these CPUs or these batteries that I'm using in my data center, I'm going to be importing, but I need an FTZ to store them in bond. I don't want to pay duties at this time until I need them. Well, that can be a benefit too. But we've set up, that would be considered an operator. So every different entity would operate under the program, and we're extending our permit to that operator. And so we would deal directly with that company to get them set up and whatever it takes to get them approved, get designation, activation with CBP. So there's really nothing that the county has to do. We do it all.
Right. So what would be the main benefit to the county?
An economic development tool to recruit companies. That's the main thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
To create jobs.
Create jobs.
Yes, sir.
Can a company opt out if they don't want to participate?
They don't even have to opt out. We won't even approach them. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Right. For us. For us, because
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So just two things. One is that presentation alluded to cost. So where does cost come in terms of?
The cost can come in for a grantee, for us to provide a permit for a company to operate. There is an annual fee that they would pay the grantee, which would be the Foreign Trade Zone number 12, to allow them to operate under the program. And depending on whether they're set up, we have two different tiers, and all these tiers, we do operate as a public utility. Our tariffs are, submitted to Washington, so it's public information. Every foreign trade zone is the same way. And the way they're set up is that the county or the company would pay an annual fee to the grantee to take advantage of the program. Now again, we've had companies that come and say, I want to be in the program, and then a year down the line they say, you know what, it's really not, it's not helping me much. I'm not saving money. There's no benefit to it. Well then, we would just cancel the program and move on. But and then of course, if there's another tier, if they locate in one of our buildings, because we are a developer as well. We build buildings. We have our own industrial park. We offer third-party logistics. So those are other revenue streams that we've developed. And I wouldn't say, they're all dependent upon the Foreign Trade Zone program. The services can be independent, but it allows us to keep growing, keep building, keep expanding. But a good portion are what we call users of the program that we provide services to under the program. So yeah, there's annual fees that the company will pay to the grantee, but that's just that's directly to the company, not to the county.
Okay. And then so let's say that a manufacturing company approaches us, right? That they want to set up shop here, right? They typically ask for abatements or whatever it says, right? Okay, so we can do all of what we're doing now without having to go through you.
Yes. Yeah. Nothing would change other than the company asks, "So what else do you have to offer?"
Right.
Well, we got Foreign Trade Zone status here.
Okay.
Do you need it? We can come in and meet with the company at the same time or another time and show them the benefits and see if it's a fit. It might not be a fit. We don't know. We do have companies that don't entirely understand the program, that think they just get approved, they can start operating as a trade zone, but they don't understand the compliance requirements behind it, how to do the day-to-day operation, admissions, customs paperwork, stuff like that. So that's what we help train on as well.
All right.
Yeah.
One of the things that we have been doing here in past history is we have all this windmills, right? And I'm sure you have as well over there. So as far as that goes, if we were to get approved from the Department of Commerce, it won't affect it in any way as far as what we're doing. And then lastly, I'm going to ask you this. So you mentioned that you have communicated with Run Mills in the Navigation District. Obviously, they have control of the port, right? If we were to approve this, it's just another, I guess, tool for them to utilize, but it's strictly up to them what they want to do out there, correct?
Yeah. In fact, most entities, the county as well, won't even know that, you're in an area as part of our service area until the company approaches you and says, hey, I understand that you can activate me as an FTZ. Yeah, we can. So it's just, it's just a matter of how much activity you have, whether it's a distribution warehouse. In fact, we had also looked at possibly as, the dredging, gets completed and they move forward with any kind of, facilities there at the port, that we can partner with them and actually build a building there too as well and offer the services. So there's an opportunity for us as an operator, but as a grantee, which we're here today, we have our grantee cap on today, and asking, of course, for your support in signing that letter to include with the application to the FTZ board. It's just another level of confidence that the board has as they review our application. It's not a requirement, But if we're gonna go in and partner with another city or county, we wanna make sure we're all on the same page, we're welcome, and we provide them with a competitive advantage.
Sure, sure. Yeah, no, and I know you're not taking it in any negative way as far as the questions we're asking.
No,
simply
absolutely.
Because we're new to it.
Yeah.
But the other question I have is that we have these three cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two of which have a very small EDC, right?
Uh-huh.
Their budgets are minute.
Sure.
So this won't affect them negatively in any way.
No, sir, not at all. Again, there's no limitations. It doesn't do anything toward your current activities or economic development efforts. Again, all it is like a bag of clubs and say, you know what, I want a wedge, I want a sand wedge, a putter, whatever else special club you want to add to your bag. The trade zone is just another tool.
I think this is, would be a good, idea to actually kind of move forward to it, but at least to get a little support. Anytime that, we can, you've seen the growth that the trade zones have done for, other communities. And this is something that I think we should definitely explore. So I'll make a motion to approve McAllen Trade Zone number 12 to submit a minor boundary modification application to Washington DC to expand the service area to Willacy County and to authorize the judge to issue out a letter of support.
I have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you all. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I'll sign that letter. Is it the same one that you can submit?
Yes, sir. Just needs to be on your letterhead.
All right, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Commissioner
Judge.
Judge.
Line item number 22, discussion approval for provisionally select NM Contracting LLC as a vendor for the construction of the Willacy County Heritage Wellness Center CDBG CV TDHCA CRP project contract number 708-0000-1014 and approve Hanson Professional Services to negotiate a complete timeframe to meet the funding agency's deadline.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Yes, we're finally here to continue to move forward. We had the second bid, and I'm so glad that Mr. Craig Thompson was able to make it out here today, and he can present to you the actual bid results as well in the business.
Howdy, Judge and Commissioners. Craig Thompson with Hanson Professional Services. I'm not sure if y'all were provided a copy of the bid tabulation?
Yes.
Within the package?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our second chance at this. As y'all know, last fall, maybe late fall, early winter, we went out for bids with a more ambitious site, 3 buildings, more than 20,000 square feet. And those bids did come back well over the budget. So we did go back, redesign the project with the assistance of Judge and Jessica, and obviously the. I've got a copy of things. And with the granting agency TDHCA involved in it as well, and the redesigned building is a little more than 10,000 square feet. We did go out for bids on the 15th, last Tuesday, I think it was. Bids came back in successfully, as you can see. The low bidder NM Construction or Contracting is out of McAllen. Their bid was about $3.973 million. Almost $4 million. Construction budget within the grant funded portion of it is just about $4.2 million. So it is well within the grant funded budget, and that's without using any county funds. However, when we did go out for bids, we did leave an open-ended schedule. On reflection, I wish we wouldn't have necessarily done that. I wish we had worked with the grant agency to be able to identify the exact amount of days for the construction timeline to do a calendar days. We did not do that. And so we're here requesting permission from you guys, or recommending that we do select NM as the low bidder. By the way, on the reference checks with NM contracting, all the reference checks came back good. They've got a lot of recent projects that have been constructed, a lot of municipal and county projects here in the Rio Grande Valley have been constructed successfully. We talked with every single one of the references and came back with positive reviews. And so again, we are recommending NM contracting. However, for us to be able to make it fit within the time frame, I am asking permission from the county to contact the low bidder. We've already made initial contact with them, mentioning what our recommendation would be here today. And so what we would like to do is be able to bring that back into their time frame and negotiate with them to bring that back within a time frame that is acceptable with the granting agency's deadline. Again, I mentioned I had an initial contact with the with the owner of the company, NM Contracting. I didn't get into any specifics, let him know that this would be our recommendation. I got back just a very initial positive response to that, and so we look forward to helping to get that completed and getting this project under contract and started. And I'll answer any questions.
Basically, it's the lowest bidder, and
yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
and
Mention that they are the lowest
no,
bidder.
you did. I'm just trying to. And so basically, what this do is what we do need is for them to be able to finish on time, right? To be in compliance. The other thing, Commissioner, just so you can get a somewhat of a comfort level, is that and I think I'm free to say this, right? Is this is the same company that did the safe room? Just so you know, I mean, they've been here before. I guess that's what I'm saying. And I want to say that they're building the one after. Did I hear that?
That's correct.
Right. So as far as that goes, now what we're approving is to have him negotiate this timetable.
Just the timeline.
And then if it doesn't happen, then we'll cross the bridge when we get there. But hopefully it will be.
I look at the bids and I'm just trying to, I want to make sure that we're not hit with change order after change order. Mm-hmm. I see the current bids right now, and 3 of them, or 2 of them are pretty much identical in the same ballpark. This one is a significant amount below. They bid it the process correct, and they didn't miss out anything. You went over the bids.
Yes, sir.
And they, so I want to make sure that we understand that we're not too fond of getting change orders coming back and then coming back and coming back and coming back. And then all of a sudden the cost is higher than the people that are bidding. So.
Understood, Commissioner De La Paz. It was one of the questions that we asked to each of the references or the projects that they had on their statement of qualifications. None of them came back with a significant amount or even a high amount of change orders. The only thing that we got back that you would say was something that was a bit of a negative was a timeline issue on one of their projects, but it was actually a municipal identified change that they wanted to do in the middle of the project. We actually talked to the architect there. And so from all the projects we looked at, I think there were 6 or 7 projects within their statement of qualifications, and none of them had any real significant change orders. I completely understand, and that's going to be our job as we move forward for sure.
Has Hanson worked with them before?
We have never worked with that contractor, no, sir.
And they're constructing lifers, is that true?
That is true. That's true.
Was that one of the references?
I do not believe that was one of the references, no.
How did the process go, Judge, with the, safe?
Yes, and what wound up happening in that project, and Joe Munoz was the engineer there, but, and I need to give credit where credit's due, of course, Joe being one, but also Jaime. Jaime was the executive director of the Housing Authority, and he kind of, took over, and I did give him a call when this came up. You know, and he said that there was no problems whatsoever with the company itself. And they delivered what they had promised. We went into the little things of, you know, a particular door that was on the punch list, and they took care of it. So there was no major issues that I know of, or that even I know of. That was his response to that. Have you heard of it?
No, I'm just wondering about probably has nothing to do with the acoustics in that place where in the contract.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't, and that's the thing, and keep in mind that that particular project was specific for a shelter, not making presentations or anything. And what was different was that that's all concrete, including the roof and ceiling. So it was one of those that obviously the intent was for us to utilize it year round, which we're doing basically. But that about the what's it called, the echoing or whatever, that was obviously an issue. But no, it wasn't part of.
That wasn't its purpose.
It wasn't, and it wasn't in the contract. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, as far as them being obligated to do anything about that.
No, it was, you were given the money from TDM for a first-time shelter for emergency purposes, and you needed to utilize it for that purpose for the first 5 years, and then after that you could modify the building.
Yeah, but that was the response as far as that goes. I don't remember there being an issue. Do you, Becky? No. I know that, I think that, was it FEMA that took a long time to give us our last 200 and some thousand? But that had nothing to do with that construction. It was way after it was completed. So that's where we're at. Can I entertain a motion to approve Hanson Service to negotiate?
Make a motion to approve, we're
22.
Make a motion to approve N&M Contracting LLC as a selected vendor for the construction of the CDBG CV TDHCA CRP project number 708000010 period.
There's a second part to the line item?
Yeah. And
that's what this suggested was, Dan?
To approve Hanson?
Oh, these are recommended.
It's, yes, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Mendoza. They are separate. The first one is you're selecting the vendor, and then the second one is for what's stated on the agenda.
You're asking for two separate motions.
Right now.
Yes, thank you.
You're asking for two separate motions
Yes,
on
ma'am.
number 22.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor?
It's this one.
Yes, it's just selected.
As he read it.
I don't understand why it can't all be as one, otherwise it should have been separated out as 22 and 23. Those should have been two separate ones because it came in as one, so you're either considering the whole.
Well,
Or
again,
part.
Craig, I guess, and my apologies, because Craig wasn't provided with the agenda, but when we met with our team, our project management team, so that we can, just as coming also from the CARES Act, in order for us to comply with federal guidelines, it is the recommendation for the court to approve the selected vendor, and then, as Mrs. Emos has mentioned in the agenda, it would be on item 23. So Craig just gave his presentation, but if the court would allow us.
Item 23 is what I'm reading here. Has nothing to do with it.
One of them had to do with, on 22, it has to do with, the second part that isn't included in the motion is to, whether or not to approve Hanson Professional
yeah.
Services to
So
negotiate.
I think.
Hold on a second,
Okay.
completion.
So I just need to read that, right?
So it's that part is the one
And,
that I.
and to approve Hanson Professional Services to negotiate. All right?
Yes, I apologize, the numbers are.
A completion timeframe to meet the funding agency's deadline. That's one.
I have a motion on the floor. Can I entertain a second? Second by Commissioner Nisa Morano. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Jessica, you're still on line item number 23. That was just number 22. We still have 23 we're gonna do. That's still yours.
And I lost my thing.
Oh, I have discussion action, 23 is discussion action approval of Hanson Professional Services.
Judge, if I may,
Line item number 23, discussion approval for Hanson Professional Service to proceed negotiations with lowest bidder for the second bidder result for CDBG CV TDDHCA CRP project 708-11101 for Willacy County Wellness Center. Number 23. Okay, go ahead.
I'd like to, you have to do this week's motion, right? So 23?
Yes.
Can I entertain a motion?
So move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner De La Paz, second by Commissioner Alanis Morano. Any more discussion? All in-
motion, recommended motion.
Do you need it read?
There's a recommended motion for what happened, and I apologize, just like Mrs. Hinojosa has pointed out, when I numbered them incorrectly, that's what's happening.
So, the motion is which one? The
Yes.
23. Motion to approve Hanson Professional Service to proceed negotiations with lowest bidder of the second bidding result for CDBG-CB TDHCA CRP project number 70800000101.
That's your amended motion? Amended second. Amended. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May I be excused?
Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Line item number 20. Permission to install a 3/4 inch meter service, a 1.5 inch water line in the east side of Canef Road, approximately 2,850 feet north from the northwest corner of Highway 186 and Canef Road. This will be an inside 4 feet deep precinct 1 action required.
Yes, so this is for a new water meter for Mr. Rafael Tovar, purchase of 10-acre tract on Canap Road. Already got the approval.
Okay, Commissioner, we good with that?
Yes.
All right, can I entertain a motion to approve?
Yes, so moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Nixon Morano, second by Commissioner Tejeda. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line number 25, permission to install a 3/4 inch meter service to a 4 inch water line approximately 1,840 feet south from the southwest corner, County Road 335 and 186. Work will be a line side, 4 feet deep, 4 feet right of way, precinct 2 action required.
Yes, so this is another water meter installation for 10-acre tract for Mr. Michael Whittagrove. Already got the approval.
We're good with it,
Entertain a
yes.
motion?
Make a motion.
Have a motion by Commissioner Tejeda to approve, second by Commissioner Garcia. More discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line number 26, request approval from Paul Herrera Family Partition, a 2-track family partition, precinct 4 action required.
Yes, so the gentleman did a family partition. He set aside a piece of property that he wants to be buried in his own property. So Well, he wants to be buried there, so he, he had to separate or do a plat. So he did a family partition to block off a piece for a burial site.
I think we've done one of these before, right?
Yeah.
Was there stipulations?
I don't remember.
Just that they need to, plat it, make
I
a little.
believe it just needs to be designated as that, as,
Right.
what they have to designate it as.
What's the size? Did it have the sizes?
I think it's a 25 by 25, something like that.
It's because it's not platted for like residential or anything else like that.
Right.
It's
It's
specific.
his own property.
But it requires the,
Partition.
yeah.
Without the partition.
But I think we had one done a few years back. There's also some stipulations as far as how far from somebody else's properties in it? I thought there was. I just want to make sure that.
The difference here is that it's on his property, so.
His own property, and he is 25 feet away from his property line, into his property.
I think that's what it was.
Right.
Okay. All right. Can I entertain a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by Commissioner Tijerina. Robert, and this is just so you mentioned the intention. It has to be filed as a cemetery, as a private.
As a private cemetery?
Yeah, the reason I bring this up is because if and when that was to happen, the funeral home needs something that is,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I'm just telling you in case.
No, I'll notify him when, because he's gonna have to get a separate property ID for that piece. So
Okay.
that's when he's gonna have to put on there for burial site or
Or
plat.
you'll designate the property.
Right,
use.
that lot.
Okay. And keep me posted on that, Robert, because
Okay.
I have somebody else that's asking me that for the future.
Right.
And I didn't know how to answer, but that's a good.
No, that's what I found out, that it can be done, but they need to go through that and designate, a lot or whatever. And it is just for him just to do a family partition.
And that we just are about to approve had to have gone through an survey.
Yes, we went through the surveys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got approval of that.
And Judge, I think the issue that has come up before with sometimes with the cemeteries is the expectation or thinking that because they're coming to Commissioner's Court for approval, that somehow or the other, the county is then responsible for maintaining it or taking care of it. And that's not what this is. This is only granting that partition.
Right.
But, that's, I think sometimes the issue comes up of the roads, if it's on private property, the county maintaining
But
roads.
this is just for this family, his own himself. It's not for public.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. No,
His own personal.
But the funeral home will not bury somebody unless it's got something.
Oh,
That's what I'm not sure.
It has to go through all of
Unless
this
they have a
process.
subdivision plan.
All right.
This is step one, and then step two is getting it,
Getting,
up
he's
for the
gonna-
appraisal district.
Yeah, he's gonna have to record it and everything.
All right. Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carried. Line number 27, request preliminary plat approval for El Rancho Estate subdivision located approximately 3,000 feet north from the intersection of Spin Road and FM 1762. Location is on the west side of Spin Road, precinct 1.
This is a 7-acre, 5-acre tract. And I already got the approval, this is just for the preliminary plat. It's gonna be a full subdivision plat.
Are these gonna be for sale?
Yes.
So,
You okay with it, Commissioner?
yes, sir.
All right, can I get a motion?
That's
Can
okay.
I get a motion? Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Laniso Morano. Can I entertain a second?
Second,
Second by Commissioner Garcia.
you open for discussion?
Yes, sir.
On this, these are 7 5-acre
Right.
tracts. Do you know if they all have access to the county road, or are they gonna have interior road?
No, they're fronting Spence Road.
So they're not gonna have any interior roads or anything like that?
No.
But you know,
How did this area do during the recent rains we've had?
I didn't take the drive out there, but it will flood.
It will flood.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that whole, it's on the northwest side, and there is a drain canal right next to it. I don't know how bad it got.
I believe usually they include in there, like the flood zone in the.
Yes, but everything here, anything outside the city is considered flood zone X.
Right.
And we know that's not.
Yeah, they're.
That's right.
They're given.
Yeah.
They're getting a free pass, basically.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And the thing is, on that, on flood zone X, they're just required that to be 18 inches above the center of the road. But, you know, we, here in the county, in our ordinance, we require elevation certificates, regardless of what flood zone you're in.
So that's kind of the only safeguard we have is that whatever structure they build, right, is above the nearest road, am I correct?
Since it's in a flood zone X, the engineers know that sometimes they tell them that they don't require elevation certificate, but in the flood ordinance, we require it. So I advise them go with 18 inches above the center of the road or what the elevation certificate asks you for, whichever is greater.
Right. Whichever is higher.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and they can go higher if they want, it's up to them.
Sure. Okay, I have a motion and a second, right?
You just need a vote.
All right, any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Line number 27, discussion next to accept transfer of monies in the amount of $400,000 from Willacy County Local Government Corporation, account ending in 961802, Willacy County Capital Fund, action required. And then the commissioners, as you know, we approved this from the Willacy County Local Government Corporation. This is to accept it. Can I entertain a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by Commissioner Tijerina. More discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Line item number 29, opposed, for the person. I lost mine.
You want to read them?
Yeah, you're gonna read
Travel request, we have 6 requests. We have travel request for District Clerk Isabel Adame, Chief Deputy Clerk Marisol Reina to attend the 130th Annual County and District Clerk Association in Sugar Land, Texas on June 8th through the 12th, 2025. Travel request for Sheriff's Department Investigator Jose Castaneda to attend the Intro to Narcotics Investigation Training in FAR, Texas on May 27th to the 28th, 2025. It's non-overnight. Travel request for Sheriff's Department Investigator Jose Castaneda to attend the Confidential Informants Training in FAR, Texas on May 29th, 2025, non-overnight. Travel request for Chief David Robles and Chief Oscar Rivera to attend the Bill Blackwood Law Enforcement Management Institute of Training Command Staff Leadership Series in Tyler, Texas on June 16th to the 20th, 2025. Travel request for Sheriff Joe Salazar, Chief Oscar Rivera, Deputy Merced Rodriguez to attend the Sheriff Association Texas 147th Annual Training Conference and Expo in Fort Worth, Texas on July 12th to the 16th, 2025. And we got one more. Travel request for Extension Agent Georgina Macias to attend the South Region Program Planning Conference in San Antonio, Texas, on May 20th, 21st, 2025. Action required.
Commissioners, I did take a peek just to give you a little bit of comfort level at that particular line item, and we're still doing good. Becky, I don't know if you have it in front of you, but we're at about 52% of the 69 or 61,000 that was budgeted. So, as you know, come here the next few months is the bulk of our training. Yeah, unfortunately, but so far we're doing good. I told you that I would raise a flag once I see that we're getting close to it, and I'll do that from now on.
And everybody's turning in paperwork and everything like
They're supposed to?
Yeah.
Everything's going good?
That's what I was gonna ask, all the paperwork.
Yes.
I noticed on the number 5, normally on those sheriff's conference, it's normally just for the chief and for the sheriff. I don't know if maybe the deputy that's going is being presented with something, or is there, wonder why he's,
I don't know. I really-
because they have classes for the sheriff and the chiefs.
Oh,
Normally, the deputies will.
maybe somebody's getting promoted in the future.
So move to approve it?
I have a motion by
Second.
Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Tejeda. Any more discussion?
Yes, sir. I'm just looking through them, that's fine.
Approved already, or?
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item number 30, executive session, confer with Commissioners Court Legal Counsel regarding pending contemplated litigation and deliberating regarding pending contemplated litigation and negotiations. According with Government Code Section 551.071 on both. Is there anything, Ms. Inoue?
Not anything, Judge, I think that requires notification at this time.
Right. Can I entertain on number 31, line item number 39, can I entertain a motion to take no action?
No move to take no action.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Tejeda, take no action on A and B, and second by Commissioner Garcia. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Line number 32, can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
No move to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner, for reading out the, I had, yeah. The case.